Today we're making a true Southern classic, chicken and sausage gumbo. It is full of rich, thick, time-built flavor. It is so good. And there's a couple of secrets, and one of them at the very beginning is getting a nice, dark, flavorful, nutty roux. So I'm gonna show you how to do that, and I'm gonna show you how to make the rest of it. So stick around, because we're gonna make chicken and sausage gumbo.
Let's get down to business.
I'm Dave, you're watching Dave Taste Buds, and welcome back. Another great episode today. Now listen to me, we're talking about gumbo.
Gumbo.
We're gonna make gumbo today, chicken and sausage gumbo today. Is there different gumbos? Of course there is. Is there 100 different ways to make it? Of course there is. This is the way I make it. I just wanted to show you. It's a building block. If you wanna build off it, you wanna check out other recipes, go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna show you the basics of gumbo today. So yeah, let's get right into it. So like any recipe, you're gonna wanna get all of your ingredients together. So let's take a quick look at what we're gonna need today. We're gonna start out by making a quick roux with half a cup vegetable oil and half a cup all-purpose flour. We need a large onion diced up. We need a green bell pepper diced up. We need 2 celery stalks also diced up. We need about a tablespoon of minced garlic. We need about a pound of andouille sausage sliced up. We need 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs cut up into pieces. 6 to 7 cups of chicken stock, a couple of bay leaves, some smoked paprika, some thyme, some cayenne pepper to bring up that heat, and some salt and pepper. That's all we're gonna use today.
Now let's get down to business.
So as far as the build on this, it's pretty basic. There's not a whole lot of ingredients, and they're all going in the pot, but it's how you put them in the pot and how you take the time to really let the flavors develop. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our quick roux. Typically you would use equal parts fat and flour. We're gonna do that today, but instead of like a butter or some kind of lard, we're gonna use vegetable oil or any kind of neutral oil. I like vegetable oil for this recipe. So we got our half a cup of vegetable oil, half a cup of flour. And oddly enough, this is one of the most important steps of this whole thing, because we're not making a typical roux. We're gonna wanna put this over medium heat, and we're just gonna bring it up and we're gonna darken this to like a really kind of a nutty looking dark roux. I mean, it can take up to 20, 30 minutes to get it to where we want.
You serious, Clark?
So once our flour and vegetable oil is mixed together, like I said, medium heat, really slow. While this is going, I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on it. I'm gonna be stirring it occasionally. And we're really gonna, like I said, we're gonna wanna get it a nice dark color. So in the meantime, I'm gonna take my andouille sausage and my chicken. You could always add that and cook it from raw. I don't wanna do that. I wanna give it that nice, deep, rich flavor. So I'm gonna take it to the stove to my cast iron pan, and I'm gonna get the andouille sausage and the chicken cooked off. I figured, why not, while this is going on. In fact, while this is going on, you could be getting all your other ingredients together. So, there's plenty to do.
Just stand there, do something.
So after about 20, 30 minutes on medium heat, this is what your roux looks like. It's dark, it's nutty looking. It doesn't have the consistency of your typical roux. That's because it's vegetable oil and flour, but that's what you're gonna want. It takes a little bit, but you'll get there. And it's so important, you have to do this. So once we get this right to the color we want, we're gonna go in with our peppers and onions. We're gonna make sure that the roux coats those. And we're just gonna cook these down just till they get a little bit tender, because we're also gonna take a lot of time in the process of just letting this simmer on the stove. So once those get coated, they get a little bit of heat to them. We're gonna go in with our celery. Same thing, we just want that to coat, because that's gonna thicken up that gumbo as it just simmers in the pot. And it's gonna give it that smooth, velvety, It's literally snowing outside, so why are the dogs going crazy? So now that our celery and onions have got just a little bit tender, they're coated in our roux, they're looking perfect. We're gonna go in with our garlic. We're just gonna stir this around just to get that garlic incorporated, get that aroma from it. And that is exactly what you want. And as you can see, I've put a little bit of color to the sausage and cooked the chicken off too. That's gonna go in. Again, we got our coating going on. Oh yeah, this smells so good. I wish you could smell it. I'm gonna turn up our heat. We're gonna go in slowly with our chicken stock. Now, if you noticed, I used chicken and sausage. Is there other kind of gumbos? Of course there is.
All kinds, apparently.
But today, I'm keeping it simple. Look, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm up here in the north. Like, we don't do gumbo well, you know? We do other stuff well, but when it comes to, you know, down south cooking like this or jambalaya, I mean, it's certainly not our specialty. I don't make this a lot, but when I do, this is kind of the recipe that I use. There's a lot of different kinds. And why? I mean, it's so hot down there. It's so hot down there. Like, it's snowing up here. It's the middle of February and it's snowing up here. So this is a perfect day for me to have some gumbo. The thought of having gumbo when it's 100 degrees and humid blows my mind. But what do I know?
No, you're not very smart.
So now that we got our chicken stock in here, we're just gonna go in with a couple of bay leaves, and this is when our seasoning starts to happen. Bay leaves goes in. Our smoked paprika is going in. We got some thyme going in. And cayenne pepper, of course, because you're gonna wanna have some heat to this gumbo. What's gumbo without heat? It's nothing. And it's something that you can easily adjust. You like it hotter, more cayenne. You like it not as hot, less cayenne. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not rocket surgery.
I don't think that's right.
We're gonna go in now, just a little salt, little pepper to taste. And as this simmers on the stove, I'm gonna taste it, kind of adjust things as I go. And that's it. That's your gumbo. It is working. So, like I said, now it's to another critical point where it takes time. You really want all of these flavors to really come together and really just bring out all the flavors of everything that's in here and make it taste so delicious. And to do that, it's gonna take a little bit of time. So I'm gonna transfer this over to my range. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna get it to the slightest little simmer, and I'm gonna let it chill there with a cover on it for at least an hour. And I'm gonna taste it, give it a stir occasionally, adjust the salt and pepper, adjust any flavors that I think might need to be adjusted. If it needs a, you know, more cayenne pepper, I'm gonna put some in. So give me a second while this simmers and just comes to absolute perfection, and then we'll taste it. All right, an hour later, and look at how delicious this gumbo looks. Oh, it's smooth, it's velvety. The smell is so good. So we're gonna serve this in a traditional kind of way. We're just gonna put it over some rice. I tasted it as I went along, and it seasoned it a tiny bit off one way or the other, but I got it just the way I want it. Let's get a way to get some clean rice into this bowl. Rice, guys, super easy. Don't be afraid to cook rice. It's so easy. Don't get that boil in a bag garbage. Get some regular rice, equal parts water and rice. Get the water boiling. As soon as it boils, you dump the rice in, you put a cover on it, you turn the heat off, you let it sit for 10 minutes, and it's done. That's it. Rice is so easy. You don't even need a rice cooker. So we're gonna put a little bit of rice in our bowl. Then, and only then, are we gonna take some of our delicious, perfect gumbo, and that's going right into the bowl. Oh, Look at that. Take a look at that gumbo. Holy moly. Now, I know I just took this off the stove. It was simmering. I know how hot this is, and I'm not even gonna wait for it to cool down. We're going right into it. Little piece of andouille sausage. Make sure we get a little bit of chicken on there. Get plenty of broth. All the flavors hit perfectly, and it is absolutely perfect over rice. So you're gonna have to make it. It's not hard. Do it any way you want, but try it this way first. If this is your first time ever making gumbo, just follow this recipe. It's down in the description below. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Please do me a favor, hit that like button so that it goes out to more people. My kind of content goes out to more people. Hit that subscribe button, and yeah, that's it. Shoot me a comment too. I'd love to hear where you're from. If you make gumbo different, I want to know how you make it, and then maybe I'll adjust the recipe and I'll do another episode doing it your way. So like, subscribe, shoot me a comment, and when you're done doing all that, go cook something.